Hey, welcome back, everybody, to another match on our docket for the All-Star night tonight. And we are headed over to the Rival League, and we are joined by the man who just clapped the Western Conference. We got Rocker Man with me right now.
Yes, sir, dude. They put me in. They put me in this season. I got voted in, and I actually played in this one. We caught the dub. I'm just gotta throw that out there. 2 for 2 in the last two All-Star games I played in. So I mean, I don't know. What can I say?
Sometimes the most hated men are the most successful at times.
This is
So this
this is
could
true.
could be the season for Rocker Man. Who knows?
We'll see. We'll see.
But one person it is the season for is our man Biscuit,
Hmm.
completely undefeated in season 3, and so far his team is undefeated this season. We got two people from the West. We got Biscuit and Zerf here on the other side, so looking like a dominant team on the Western side of things.
Yeah, that it's gonna be scary. It's gonna be a tough road here. So far through all of our matches tonight, we're 2-2. Two for the East, two for the West. But this one might be the toughest one for the East, if I did have to say so. I mean, Biscuit and Zerf there, both from Hydra, and then you also have Astronistic coming in from Lightspeed, another really solid player. That lineup is looking dangerous there, Bagels.
I'm not sure there's much hope for the East. Like I said when we were announcing the All-Star rosters, who knows how much the West is going to mess around, but it's not looking like an easy feat for this East team. But who knows? They might be able to pull something off. But between the three of those, definitely highlight real players. I'm not sure if they're gonna be able to take it.
Hey, you never know till you play the game. There have been some crazy upsets in All Star history, and Bagels. I think all we really need to see are some clips out here. Let's see some clips from maybe the East, maybe the West, maybe Biscuit and Zerf some chemistry. I heard last time Biscuit was hitting double taps, so I don't know. We might have to watch out.
Yeah, that is true. And Kaio and Zap and Squirrel are definitely three capable players as well. So they could be known to pull off some things as well, but definitely not on the kind of respect that we're seeing from Astro, Biscuit, and Zerf as I'm trying to get on into the game, but uh, Steam is taking a long time to load, so we'll get this matchup for you guys underway as soon as possible. But I mean, I'm not sure if any of the other matchups were as exciting, but you want to give me a quick recap on those?
Yeah, I got you with the quick recap. So first off, we had the GM showdown. It was definitely an interesting GM showdown. We had Heat Seeker, Drop Shot, and regular 4v4. The West actually they dominated the Heat Seeker one. I think it was 7-1. They pulled out the Brazil on the Eastern GMs, and then East came back, Drop Shot. I think it was 2-0 victory, 2-1, 3-0. Oh, I think it was 3-0. He scored one right at the end, or some 3-1, says my man in my ear. Like Almighty C Money, who's been doing a great job streaming tonight. Give some love to C Money, as always. But then Novice, Novice, I'm kind of blanking right now. Oh, Novice, that was the Western Conference. They had back to back. Novice in the Western Conference. It was actually an interesting one there. Almost went to game five. I think it was 4 games. And then Prospect was well, it was Prospect. It was a Prospect moment. It went to
Chillin
game five.
was in the game,
It
so
was. It was. There was a lot of memeing going on there, Bagels. Let's just put it that way. There was some turtling in game three after the West went up 2-0, but they held on with the milk knight and milkatage
milk.
combo. They had
Yeah,
the
I can imagine. Well, the last time the Prospect All Star game, or I guess it was Novice at the time, there was many an own goal to be had.
mm, yeah, there. I don't know how many own goals there were in this prospect one. It was a lot of memeing. That's what we witnessed, but it happens. It happens sometimes.
I hate to delay this any further, so oh, it finally started. So
There
hopefully
we
I
go.
can get in the lobby here and listen to it.
Here, why don't I make a
Soon,
prediction? I'll make a prediction to save us all some bagels loading time. Um, it's been a while. I haven't made a prediction in a hot minute, but I love my East boys. I always want to see the East repping out here. Being the Eastern GM myself, 2-2 on the day. Would love to see them keep the undefeated streak. They're 3-0, all time in the rival league in the Eastern All Star or Eastern All Star rival or Eastern Rival League All Star game. There you go. I was struggling a little bit. So I'm hoping they can keep it up, but I'm not too sure. I think I'm going with the West in this one, unfortunately. I think it'll be 3-1 with the West taking it all. But I'd love to see the East. I'd love to see the East keep it close and keep it competitive, though.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, and I definitely am in the lobby now, so we can get this matchup underway. But I think the West are going to have a little bit of a fun time steamrolling the East unless they can manufacture some sort of crazy plays out of their book. But as far as I'm concerned, the West are going to run away with it. But we are going to get this one underway right now, and we're going to have to see who's going to break the tie, or potentially if the All-Star games are going to end in an overall tie. But at the moment, Zap getting hard 50'd back onto his own side. Kaio racing back, taking a little bit of control, but the ball's going to bounce back out. But another solid 50 as Zap is up early for this one, can't put it on net. And Biscuit over to Zerf on the transition, back over to Astro, putting the shot almost on. And Kyle's going to send that one away, and we're already seeing a lot of chemistry between these two teams in the first 30 seconds.
Hey, that's what we like to see in an All-Star game. I know our All-Star game in Challenger was a little bit rough, but hey, if we can see some chemistry, some passing plays, some freestyles, hey, that's what this is all about here, having some fun on All-Star night.
Yeah, and first minute in, nobody looks to have the advantage quite yet, and all the transitions out of defense have been hard clears as the net's vulnerable, and he's going to put it over Biscuit with the bounce shot is Zap.
Hey, Zap here. I mean, just a beautiful clear from Kyle. Look at ground pinch and Biscuit just not able to get to that one, and just a bounce shot. Sometimes that bounce shot's too dangerous to handle, and it looked like it was there. Is it's gonna give him a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, and the East will strike first. Another solid opportunity off the kickoff, but Zerf sending it away. Squirrel onto the backboard. Astro finding the read. Scuffle in the corner. As Astro will beating it past Kyle. Squirrel racing back, getting the save. And I was going to say, up until this point, as another pass comes out, Biscuit putting the shot onto the open net, that every single pass out of defense has looked real good from both these teams.
Yeah, they're really finding each other. Just unfortunate on this one. Zap just a little bit too slow. Biscuit, the speed demon himself, gonna put it in. But yeah, I think you're exactly right. I think that's some great speed early on here from these two teams. Maybe not playing each other too much, but the chemistry looking like it's there. Is they've been able to find each other so far, and hopefully, like I said, hopefully they keep it up.
Yeah, and maybe for Zap, he should have waited a little bit longer because that pass was pretty deep in the midfield. So the hardest shot didn't really end up going on target as Biscuit kind of just lofted it on. But either way, notched up at 1-1 apiece. Zap taking to the dribble, looking for the
Oh.
wave dash bounce shot, and he will find it. Zap his second goal.
Okay, Zap, I see you out here. That's a good play right there, out there. Wave dash and Biscuit. Just what do you do on that in that situation? I don't know if you had enough boost, but beautiful shot from Zap. That's what I like to see right there.
Yeah, that was a great play coming out from Zap, and I mean, maybe the only thing Biscuit could have done was be a little bit deeper in that net. He was a little bit leaking out into that box. As here's Zap again, getting a good 50 to the side, but Squirrel misses the follow-up. Looking for some demos though, and he will find some bumps. Is that one almost sneaking its way in? Now on the other side, the West looking for an attack of their own. Biscuit just continuing to be annoying in this corner, but it's not quite going to work out for him, as now the East are looking to score again. But Zerf sending it off to his side, getting a decent double, but Kaio there to clean it up once again, as Astro will finally get the clear the West so dearly needed, but only to head straight back as Biscuit off the ceiling will send this one almost onto the net. And Kaio, he can't find the touch in a series of misplays for the last two goals.
Yeah, Kaio just really need to make this touch here. He was expecting a quicker shot, but Zerf just hesitant enough, able to snipe it in. And you're going to give Zerf those angles, and he's going to hit them. You can't really make those mistakes, but able to tie it up just at halfway. Already 4 goals in this one, so high scoring affair so far.
Yeah, and it may only be the first game and halfway through game one, but this is the matchup I wanted to see. I want it to be close and competitive, and we thought the West were going to run away with it, but at the moment, the East came to play, as more often than not, this Western team has been on the back foot with Kaio and Zap leading the charge here.
Yeah, and I'd like to see if the East can keep it up. Obviously, we know about Biscuit and Zerf here, the chemistry they have, and hoping Astro can fit in there, keep it interesting. But I don't know, the East has been looking really good. I saw Squirrel in the JD stunt double in the GM showdown there. He's looking really good as well. So if they can keep it up, they definitely have a chance in this series, more than we might expect. As Kaio putting it in there and making some waves here, game one.
And the last 15 seconds was just so awkward for the West. There was a series of bump plays that came out, and then nobody knew who to go after two of their players got demoed, and then the double commit on the goal line just allowed Kyle to kind of sneak that one in. And I mean, chemistry or not, this Western team is panicking quite a bit, and East could start off with some good momentum here to potentially win this game. Here's another opportunity, but Kyle just barely missing the mark there. Now Squirrel on the sidewall, getting 50'd out. Opportunity for the West, but Astro's going to actually somehow find his way through into the net. A little bit of a shot that I didn't think was going to go in right there.
Yeah, Kyle was back in net there, and he turned the wrong way there. Yeah, I don't know what he's expecting. I guess he was expecting someone to rotate behind him, maybe, and just kind of left the net wide open. Couldn't complete the half flip. And yeah, again, once you get these opportunities, I mean, they're not really gonna miss once you give them that.
Yeah, and it just wasn't even a good shot for Astro. Really gave away possession right away. Surf was looking for a ceiling shot opportunity there, but now in a 2v1,
Oh
there's the last
no!
defender, Astro, and he's going to get
Oh,
punished, but Surf with a crazy save off of his own goal post will keep this one tied, and a crazy save off the kickoff to keep it up.
how did he save that? I have no idea how Zerf managed to save that zap. Almost had another highlight reel play there. He's the man for these highlight reel plays, but beautiful save there. And Zerf somehow, I still don't know how. We're gonna have to get a clip on that. Someone's have to see that one later for sure.
I couldn't quite see through roll off the backboard. Couldn't quite get the shot on the net, but we'll keep possession here for the East as Kaio ball chasing his way through, keeping this one on the orange half, but not for long, as Zerf sending it back onto the blue half, and he pinches it off the wall. That's only going to be advantageous to the East. There's another good 50. Zap putting a hard shot on, but only to Astro. Final seconds rolling down in a series of hard 50s in the midfield. There's another one as Kaio, not good positioning again, but luckily Zap will ball will touch the ground, and we got overtime in game one, and this is the matchup we wanted to see.
Oh yeah, and going to overtime, maybe not as expected, but the East is really giving it their all. And hopefully for their sake, I'd love to see them take game number one here and kind of put themselves on top early.
Yeah, definitely. As now off the kickoff, seems like the East have gotten possession off of every single kickoff. Once again, are finding the Western team under siege in their half, but Squirrel with a ballsy challenge is going to have this one float back to his side, but nobody quite ready for the West, and this one's just going to go right back onto their half. Kaio looking for a shot, but gets hard 50 again. Over to Zap. Zap maybe looking for Kaio, but he had rotated all the way back. But continuing to rush in, net somewhat open. Zerf with another crazy save on the goal line. So he had two offenders bearing down on his neck.
Surf is just he's a defensive brick wall here, just saving everything in his path right now, and 4 saves to his name already, and we still might have a ways to go in this one with the way the defense have been playing.
And definitely, his Biscuit hitting another 50 in the midfield. Follow up, the net somewhat open, and Zap putting this one away, and the shot was just missing his mark. If Biscuit found that one, I'm not sure Zap was going to make it in time. But either way, the East able to escape away, and Surf, he can't get this one. And Zap, the man of game one with 9 shots and 3 goals.
Zap just throws one on net. Zerf and Biscuit try to race back to it, but they can't connect. And a great win from the East. This is what I like to see. Part of me in my heart bagels wanted to pick the East on the upset, but I said a West 3-1. But really, the East looked a lot better than I expected. I'm sure than many people expected, and a really solid performance from them in this first game.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, in terms of chemistry, it just looks like the East was the team to beat right there. I mean, 15 shots to 6? It wasn't even close, and the only goals that really the West got were capitalized on mistakes. I mean, granted, good players and good teams should capitalize on mistakes, but if the East aren't giving them those opportunities, primarily Kaio had one or two just blatant mistakes, and if they're not giving those opportunities to the West, I mean, West might have a hard time here, unexpected.
Yeah, definitely. It definitely could be difficult if they can't find their way out of the defensive half. They had I believe that was 9 saves to their name in that one. So they really suffocated, which you don't see out of Biscuit, Zerf, the Hydra roster, and Astronistic, a really solid player as well. But I've heard Kaio's been peaking. He messaged me earlier. He was peaking. He was wondering about next season MMR, and he's up there. He's up there this season. I know Zerf has also been peaking recently too. But the East looking good, trying to assert themselves in this rivalry.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Kaio maybe peaking on offense, but if he wants to have the East do well in this series, he's going to need to clean up that defenses. That was the only thing holding them back, really. As here's Squirrel looking for a follow-up off the ceiling, almost faking it in a way as Zap maintaining possession in this corner. And Squirrel continuing to just keep this one stuck in. And Kaio, he's going to come in for the quick shot. And, I mean, I don't even think there was a defender there, but I don't know if they would have had it anyway.
Yeah, Kyle, this is a beautiful snipe here, upper 90. I mean, good luck anyway. Anyone even in there, I think you're right. That would have been a difficult save. Kyle, we talk about him, just say his name and he shall appear. Kyle puts one in there, a good one in the East. Wow, I don't know. Maybe there's some magic bagels. I mean, 3-0 in the Rival League All-Star game, and, they're looking really good. Looking to make it 4-0.
It definitely has another good opportunity. Zap didn't quite able to put it on. He was looking for the double, but perhaps should have just put the shot on initially. And opportunity gone awry, but still, the pressure has been on this Western half, what seems like the majority of both these games. Kaio not with a good clear, sending it straight back out to Biscuit, but the shot was right at Zap. And now, I mean, I don't know what you've seen so far, Rockerman, but maybe Astros kind of putting this Western team at a little bit of a disadvantage in terms of the chemistry.
Yeah, I think something that's weird about All Star games. I think we kind of noticed it, or at least I noticed it when I was playing with the Green Glow and flipping that one. Is obviously all three of these players are really star players, and usually a lot of times to get in the All Star game, you have to be a really solid player and a really fast player, and usually the most offensive player sometimes. So I think Astro, he's used to being the carrier for Lightspeed, and sometimes it's hard to. You learn that you might have to be, third man, or it's kind of weird to try to see how you fit into an All Star game.
Yeah, definitely hard to fit in with players that you may have never played with before or not played with that often. And even though you have a teammate with you, as both these teams do, maybe sometimes relying on a third man. As hold on, Zap puts the shot off his own backboard, but it was necessary as he's going to get another save. And East panicking on defense, but able to scrape away without giving up a goal right there.
I don't know. They did that. That one is super close, and it's dangerous again. The Surfer's gonna put it in.
Yeah, and they were able to get away with the other one, but maybe everybody was out looking for boost, and Squirrel, even if he got that touch, it was going to the middle anyway. But finally, another mistake, a lapse of judgment for the East, and it seems like that's the only way the Western team can score. But either way, East still looking good at the moment. Opportunity for Biscuit. It's going to go crossbar down, and he's going to be lucky to get away with that one.
Yeah, Zerf had a really good touch out there, and it Biscuit, I mean, perfect positioning. I mean, these guys know each other so well in the perfect spot. The chemistry is there, and Biscuit is going to snipe it home. Good play from him. Much expected, and yeah, they're actually going to take the lead in this one and hoping to tie this series up here.
Yeah, but again, off the kickoff, Eastern team finding possession. It almost seems like they have every time, but nonetheless, a counterattack coming up from the west. And possession off kickoff, it doesn't matter. Biscuit will score again.
Yeah, huge pop from Astra there, finding Biscuit, and that's just a beautiful angle. Squirrel tries to get back just a little bit too slow, but there's the chemistry, and sometimes Bagels you just got to feel it out in game one, just much like any Nemesis series, feel out the other team game one, and then you can come back game two here and really start finding your groove.
Yeah, and regardless, it did seem as Kyle
Oh,
with a great pass in the midfield, and Zap puts it on, but Zerf with another good save, and they'll find another right in front of the net. All starting with Kyle. That was an insane play, but once again, Zerf on the defense, bailing out the Western team.
Zerf is he's just the man. He's just the man on the defensive end. He's been the man setting up the offense, and he's really been saving the West right here. That was super close. I thought it was a free goal, but Zerf just comes out of nowhere, and now the East gonna try to find 2 goals in a minute 30.
Yeah, and that was the perfect play from the East to set that one up. The only thing separating the difference right there is here Zerf has to make another one, and he cannot be stopped on the goal line. But maybe the only thing you could have asked from Zap there was to make slightly harder contact to put that one away. As he gets the demo here, Squirrel, and
Oh,
again, soft contact does not lead to a goal, and Zap, he did everything he could to put it in, but they just can't.
yeah, that was a tough angle there for Squirrel, and he tried to put it in, but unfortunately needed a little bit more power, get it out of the purse there, and get some power. But still some time here in game two, but the West looking a lot better on the defensive end.
Yeah, definitely, and I think Squirrel, he just didn't have enough boost to put in that shot. Was looking for one there again, but Zerf with the early shutdown in the midfield. Kyle getting a decent touch, but Biscuit with the backboard read. Zap came out of the net with the squishy to make a good save, but defense won't help them at the moment. They've got to get onto offense if they want to find themselves in a 2-0 series lead. Biscuit shutting down the clear attempt, keeping this one locked in the eastern half. Squirrel backflip to the middle, only to Zerf, who's going to put it on, but just off the post. But either way, 10 seconds and counting. This will surely be a victory for the West. Looking for some sort of last-second goal. Zap, good 50, still lofting up as Astra's actually going to pass it to Squirrel, but the shot didn't come out either way, as that was a much more improved Western team we saw there in game two.
Yeah, Astro having a little bit of fun there. Why not throw one down there while you're up 2 goals? That's an Astro moment for sure as he threw that one down there. But yeah, still the West a lot better this game. 7 saves to their name, but they really turned around the shots in this one. Actually, both these teams only separated by one. 13 for the East, and I believe that is, excuse me, 13, 12 for the West there. So the West still down in shots, but able to take the victory. So good on them, and a nice little turnaround. And now, Bagels, this is probably the most crucial game in the series, I would say, to see if the East has a chance. If they win this game, go up 2-1, there's a really good shot they win the series. But I could just as easily see the West come back and dominate this one, almost like they did in that game number two.
Yeah, I think it honestly just comes down to both teams' defenses. I mean, at the moment, the Western team's defense, primarily Zerf, is just coming in clutch time and time again. And on the opposite side, it seems like there's been so many lapses in rotation and just mispositioning for the East, and that's what's allowing West to get back into
Oh,
this game. As hold on, a scuffle on the goal line between two teammates, but Zerf will find the save either. But primarily, I think the defense is the key to both these two teams.
yeah, we'll have to see if they can get that defense out. I mean, Zerf was huge in that game, but it's also for the East about their rotations, the defensive rotations. They can have some good saves, but the rotations killed them, and the West is just going to keep saving the ball every time here on their end for sure, like we just saw.
Yeah, but back to that shot totals you were talking about. Here's Zap looking for a pass, and Kyle, the defender's a net. But that it's just been an offensive shootout of a series between game one and game two. I think we already have 50, 60, maybe not that many, but it seems like 50 shots already between these two teams with just 2 games underway.
I mean, we might be we might be getting up there with the way these two teams have been going. Already two on each side, so 4 total in the first minute. So I wouldn't be surprised if we're up there again. But hey, that's what we like to see in an All-Star game: high shooting, high scoring, and hopefully we'll get to see some more highlight reel plays as well.
definitely, and more defense as well. As Kyle looking for another pass to Zap, but again, the pass shut down before it could be dangerous. Astro looking for Biscuit, putting one on, but not quite enough power and too low either way. As Zerf with a great shutdown in the midfield. Squirrel, bit of an awkward touch, but still able to transition out of defense is the Eastern team. Here's Zap again. He just looks so confident when he's on the ball. As Kyle with the drop down to Squirrel, but again shut down. And East, they're trying so many pass plays. They're trying to get these small ball touches, everything they can to get through this Western team. I mean, I don't know if it's just too readable of a play or the Western team's just that much faster, but they're shutting it down before it can even be a recorded shot.
Yeah, they're really stepping up in the midfield, but there's an opportunity here. The net's open. Zap's not going to get to it though. But yeah, I think the West is really starting to kind of control that midfield, and they're shutting down a lot of plays so far in this game number 3. Still halfway to go, 0-0, which is pretty surprising with the way this series has gone.
And definitely, as you just saw right there, a demo play came out from the East, but the touch had already come out from the shooter, and maybe just wasn't ready for the demo in time. And opportunity that's gone awry again for this Eastern team, as now here's Biscuit pre-flip, but Squirrel sending it away. And he will actually follow his own touch, Zerf being a little hesitant. But now Kyo's the one who's being a little bit awkward, but Zap will bail him out. Heading over to Kyo, drop down. Maybe the fake coming out, but Squirrel was too far back. And again, there's just such a scuffle between all 3 of the East players in the midfield.
I'm not really sure. Not really sure what they're
Outpace
doing out
this
there.
Western team.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
there goes.
I'm not quite sure.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with these guys.
He was just trying to body block at that point. I mean, he was trying to do everything he could because he saw his net was open. But either way, this Western team can't seem to get a shot on target either, as, again, low shot totals this time. Which is the opposite credit. Both these teams trying for good pass plays, demo plays, but as we mentioned at the top of this game 3, we mentioned that defense was the key, and I think both these teams realized it as well. This was a good play, but Kyo, he turned away before the opportunity had fully developed. And I mean, is it just gonna have to be some sort of spectacular play, a mistake?
Oh.
And maybe it is a mistake as Astro will own goal. And I mean,
that is not a spectacular play right there. Unfortunately, we were hoping
I was
we'd see
about
one.
to say mistake. But, I mean, that's not what you want for the West, who's been playing solid defense the whole series and primarily in this game 3. But the East will be thanking their lucky stars because they've been the ones trying out the pass plays, everything to crack this defense. But Astro just did it himself. But unfortunately, still 30 seconds left for the West to make their way back into this game, as nobody knew who to go for the ball, and Biscuit pinched it off his own side. But now Zerf in the 1v1, good flick off the backboard. Biscuit there for the follow-up, and he'll put it on, and Zerf is continuing to carry this Western team.
Zerf, that's just a monster flick right there, and Biscuit, he's ready, of course. Those 2 are teammates. He throws it in the back of the net. Just perfect chemistry, perfect shot, and only 15 seconds left. The scoring started a little bit here. We'll see how many more we get before this one's over.
And Astro's going to be loving the fact that his teammates just bailed him out. Another opportunity here. Biscuit putting it on. Couldn't find the crossbar down this time, but Zerf with the follow-up. And calamity for the East, who've given up 2 goals in like 15 seconds.
Oh, that's just painful. If you're the East, you're sitting there 15 seconds ago, you've got the win, and now down 2-1, last chance for them.
And they'll need a good kickoff again. They found possession, but only straight over to the Zerf in the corner, and this one, maybe had a last-second opportunity, but bumped off the ball, was squirreled by Kyle right there. I mean, would have been a hard way to get that one all the way off to the other side of the field, but I mean, if you're the East, you're going to hate giving away that one. I mean, it was a series of good plays from the West, but you got to play solid defense in those final seconds.
Yeah, I mean, the West, they had the own goal, but they were able to stay strong and battle back. And, that's really what you like to see, and it's what you expect out of these Western All-Stars here. But the East, they had that one in the bag, and they're gonna be feeling that one, knowing that they're the underdogs, and they let the 2-1 lead slip out of their grasp, and now they're gonna have to fight back from behind here, heading into game number 4, looking for two in a row. Can they find it? I'm not too sure. My prediction, if the West wins here, my prediction is flawless. But hey, I would love to see a game 5 for the content.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think I think the East does deserve to be in contention for this series. They played very well, and the defense wasn't even that bad from them. It was just the West, a solid dribble play from Zerf, and I mean, just a little bit of a lapse in rotation that led to that 3v. Did all he could, but not much you could do right there. And this East team, they look faster, they look speedier than this Western team. They've tried almost everything in the playbook to get everything they can generated on offense, but I mean, sometimes you just need to stay solid, and more often than not, despite that own goal, this Western team has looked really good. And another lapse in judgment, Biscuit couldn't find the shot, and Zap, he's panicking in front of the net, and that's the second or third time where I've seen Zap or Kaio jumping for a shot that isn't coming, but hey, on the other side, Zap will find the goal.
Yeah, I mean, well, a couple mistakes on the other end lead to a good play on the opposite. I don't know. It was a couple mistakes from Squirrel and Zap there, but down and kind of like you said, stayed solid, stayed confident. A beautiful shot there from Zap, and they're right back to a lead. But we saw what happened last time; they had a 1-0 lead. So hopefully, for their sake, maybe they can pull it off and send us to a fifth game.
Yeah, well, this is a delete that they've deserved at this point. Not coming off of an own goal. Another infield pass, but Squirrel, weak shot, but he did force the double commit. Zap putting it off the backboard, and again, this Western team, almost every time they're pounding the ball to each other, getting
Oh,
good
the
clears, and
bump!
the bump play coming out, and Zerf will seal that one away.
Oh my goodness, Biscuit, he's just jumping up for this one, but he comes right down, just erasing Zap. See ya, buddy. And Zerf gonna put it home in the back of the net. Beautiful play right there.
Yeah, and it was a good play coming out from the West, but again, these hard clears and outfield passes to one another, the East just aren't ready for them. And we've seen time and time again, all three of these players on the East, their positioning inside the box is just not crucial. It's not solid, and they find themselves half rotating in the box, kind of going back and forth, and that's what ultimately generates that opportunity. But still, West, good bump coming out from Biscuit. Zerf, a solid shooter, and we're going to have to see how the defense plays the rest of this series, as here's a double commit. Astro lofting one on, and another double commit forced, but it will go flying on the other side. As Kyle with the great pre-flip. Astro almost own goaling again, and East would have loved to see that.
Yeah, they would have liked that one, but the East, yeah, they're struggling with these clears a little bit. Just kind of weak ones, just panicking, like we saw earlier. And they're gonna have to reel it in here if they're going to have chances. A lot of mistakes coming out from them.
Yeah, definitely. And one point I was going to talk to earlier is hold on, Biscuit. Pre-jumping Zerf's touch, almost 50ing its way through, but these Eastern players, they need to maybe calm a little bit more, know when each other have time, because it seems like they're jumping for shots that aren't quite there on defense. And their rotation's very tight, and they're more often than not clustered together. And they just got to let each other know what's going a little bit on defense. Here's Zerf getting the flip reset. Couldn't find it on target. Not an easy shot by any means, but one Zerf could definitely hit. Here he is again, and somehow back in the play as he had just caught. This band's all over the place still.
Yeah, I mean that's just Zerf for you. He's gonna do that. You let him with some space and he'll come at you like that. And yeah, I'm as surprised as you were. That's how Zerf was up there. I was like, wait a minute, did he just go for that flip reset? But Zerf, he's just so quick and knows how to get right back on the offense and right back in the play.
Okay, as Squirrel getting it out of the corner. I think he was looking to follow his own touch, but he actually ended up goombing Or no, Biscuit, he just made a mistake, and that one leaked through to give the East the second goal.
Hey, the East, they'll take that one for sure. And now up 2-1, a minute 30 to hold on. Can they force the game 5, though? They're going to have to keep it going. As they almost had one there, but they're going to have to see if they can get one more. I know they are hoping for a security blanket, and I'd like to see them get it for the content, of course.
Yeah, they definitely needed an insurance goal, and that could have been it right there. Another opportunity, though, but Squirrel not wanting to push as that final man. As here's Zerf again, putting one on, and Kaio, I mean, the shot was placed somewhat behind, but two defenders in net, somebody's got to make that.
Yeah, and I think that one is a little bit weird for Kaio. I know he probably could have saved that one, but Biscuit just driving to the left, and Zerf just takes it from him, yoinks him to the right. A great chemistry, great passing play, and Zerf just enough speed to send it home right back at a tied ball game, just right after the East got their goal, too. So they're going to have to find another way to bounce back.
And that insurance goal that they missed out on is going to bite them in the butt again, as they're going to have to try and hold on here, maybe get a goal in the final seconds, but West is knocking on the door, but Astro overcommitting his third man. Zap almost finding two demos, getting a boost steal. As Biscuit will pass it straight out, but Zerf to get this one back onto offense. Zap, not a good touch.
Oh.
He kind of bounces on the ball to keep it somewhat out of danger. As he's dribbling in front of his own net. Zerf being patient, just letting Zap panic and continuing to touch this ball. As now Kaya whiffing one out in the midfield. And East not looking confident in these final seconds. They're going to have to hold on, hoping for overtime. So this one's going to squeak back out.
No.
The corner, here comes Zerf, and he's going to finish it off. And likely, with that good pass into the midfield, this will secure a Western victory.
Yeah, just a miss on the backboard there from Squirrel is going to make them pay. And the West put it in, but they've got 2 seconds back, because I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to see. It's going to need to be a good kickoff, and it is not, as Astro will send that one into the ground. And, I mean, Astro, the man on that pass, I'm not even quite sure if he meant to pass it like that, but it just bounced perfectly off that corner, and Squirrel, he rushed in a little bit too quickly. And interestingly enough, there was nobody back. Maybe the third man out getting boost, but Zerf, the MVP of this series on defense, on offense, had a hat trick in this game, getting all 3 goals. I mean, he very well have been involved in 100% of their goals, honestly.
Yeah, I mean Zerf just such a solid player, great player for sure. And the West, it just kind of took it to them, handing the East their first ever loss in the Rival League All-Star game, and now they're up 3-2 in the series on the night. Last chance is the Eastern Titan League All-Stars to see what they can do in the next matchup.
Yeah, I just got off work, and I don't even know if everybody's ready on the East, so it's not looking good for us, and we're already stacked up against a tough team. But hey, you know what? We'll go out there, play our game. You know, we'll see if we can take a game or two off of them. But anyways, we are a little bit behind, so the West, like Rockerman mentioned, will take the series lead on the night at 3-2. We'll be up to the Titan League East to try and tie it up, keep it up at an even score. And we're going to have the Titan League All-Star game coming up for you guys after the break.